So, where we left off on the, this is the arm that's set up for the windshield wipers. This is the arm that controls it, that connects them to each other and also connects to the motor. The motor mounts here in these three screws, three holes. These arms cause this. So if you snap this, these just snap together. And this rotates, this thing here rotates around. And it causes both of these arms to oscillate back and forth. It's pretty gummy. I'm going to take these arms off and see where the gumminess is, and then I'm going to clean between the where these guys snap off. We can put in new grease, which I did, and I think I just need to clean it out and then completely start over again. There we go. Just clean all these things out. These are fine. This is pretty bad here, this bearing in the middle here. I really got myself that time. But, you know, just make this as smooth as possible, so the motor has to do the smallest amount of work possible. These are on tighter than that was really on there. Don't want to nick it up. I think it's like a plastic insert, so you really don't want to. It's 45 years old, plastics. It's not as pliable as it could be. It's a little warmer today, which hopefully helps a bit. There we go. Okay. So next up will be, make sure I don't lose those. And there's the one drop so far. Go. There appears to be yeah, that's pretty gummy. So I'm going to open this up and see what's in there. See if there is a bearing or something, or just a place where you can put in more grease, clean it up, do more grease. Answer is no. This is just a bushing that this feeds through here, and I don't think there's any way to get in there. Well, see if I can get some penetrating lube. This bushing looks totally fine. Could probably put, I mean, doesn't really, I mean, it's just this threaded piece that goes to the bushing, so it's not even like, it's wobbly. It's actually not even, and this outer piece doesn't move at all anyway. So this isn't even bushing, this is like just a big spacer. Okay, well, I guess I don't need to take the other one apart. Just put some WD-40 in there. Okay, first, let's just, this has a bunch of gunk and gross stuff on it, so let's just clean it up first. And I'm gonna, this bearing surface here, I'm just gonna completely clean that out and start over again. There's grease there, but it's really gross. Let's get down in there and clean it out as best as possible. And then on the same thing on the arm, the inside of here, I'm going to clean all this gunk off as well. Just clean everything. When in doubt, clean everything. Anyway, you get the idea. That's what I'm going to do. Clean everything out. Alright. Everything pretty cleaned up. Got these back on. These, this moves a lot smoother now. So I guess, I mean, the whole point, I guess, is just to try to, there's going to be friction in each one of these steps. Just try to decrease it overall. Make sure I remember how to, this whole thing goes together. I think that's right. Go. Thing. It's there. All right. Oh. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Anyway, put a little grease in these. Ends. They should just snap back together again. Like that. And then so that's right. Alright, so this arm, if you remember, goes, the motor mounts to the back of this arm on these three, there's three here, three holes here. That gets on there, and then in the part of the motor sits through that hole, in that lower part of the bracket, like that. That goes on. And then the whole thing gets bolted into here. I think you can kind of feed it in all as one piece. I think you can like do this, but I don't, it's like a super tight fit. So I'm going to just kind of feed the motor in like this while I have and just get those things started, pull it up, and then kind of wiggle it onto there. And then tighten it down when I get. I also vacuumed up here. I probably done a better job cleaning, but you know, that'll just, when we do the ground up restoration, we'll get that cleaned up. But right now we're just trying to get the windshield wipers installed back in. Oh, and I also got, later we'll tackle the brake line. I got the stuff I need, the things that you can build new flanges. I think the brake line, this is the new master cylinder, is the hole is just like where the flange needs a seat. I think it's just too large. So I'm just gonna cut the ends off and re-flange the ends, and if that doesn't work, then I'll get new hard lines, new hard brake lines. Hopefully you don't have to do that, but may have to. And then also coming up, I'm getting near the end of the queue at Wes Ingram's, so I need to eventually have to take the pump off, the speaker pump, so I can send that in to him, have that worked on. All right, those are on, and this whole assembly has to mount it in like that. Oh, you know what? I got new hoses, and you can feed. They have to be fed in from here because to make sure that there's a lip on the outside. This outside seal. These are actually bendable and flexible. I fed one in, and I think you have to do this with this out. So I'll go get the other one out. I need to take the dash off to connect the hoses in the back. I don't know if you have to take the dash off, but to connect this to the interior, the vent, I have to take the dashboard off anyway, so I'll do that. But while we have we can move this arm out of the way relatively easily. Let's just these are, this is the natural shape of this thing. These are so bad, and the stuff was so messed up that, like, I washed the car one of the first times I got it. Washed the car, and I just drove, and water poured out of the vents into the floor of the cabin. That was fun. So anyway, you could just, you have to pull it through in the interior of the car, but it's easier if you can feed it down from the top here. And then this, you just have to make sure that the inside part of the lip, this is where this gloves going to not work. Yeah, so you just need to make sure that there's a nice seal around the little metal lip at the top. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's actually really easy to get in there like that. And then when I have this is just hanging down in the footwell now, so when I have the dash off, I can connect it to the little eyeball vents on the side. I think that can probably go in the trash. Okay. So there's captive nuts here, everywhere where this thing needs to go. I'm going to put them in loosely because I still have to gain access to to put the nut on to there to hold the arm assembly onto the motor. But I can at least get these started. And this thing spins, so you can get access to all these as well. It's just easier if it's not, it's not flopping all over the place. And just to remind you, this is actually, it's like super stiff. I'm going to have to replace this. This is the windshield wiper fluid hose that connects to the sprayer is actually mounted into the bottom of this cowl piece. But I'm not doing that right now. Anyway, so I'll tighten all those down and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I tightened everything down. Bolt here, bolt here, bolt there. Tightened all these three motor bolts down. And then I also tied so these are 3 10mm, 4 13s along there. And then this guy's a little 10 nut that goes on top of the motor that connects the arm. So, fingers crossed, let's see if this actually worked. And it doesn't all bound up and backwards and wrong. I need to have it. I was like, oh, it's just this little tab, this metal tab that's supposed to hold the... Huh. Well, that's weird. This arm. Huh. It's clanking against this part's hitting the underside of that, which is okay. Guess that's fine. All right. Anyway, so let's that's high. I don't know. Can you tell? I don't know. Let's put the arms on. Put the cowl back on. Put the arms on. And then let's see. Cowl's kind of a pain in the butt. It has this kind of rubberized. Like if I didn't really clean it off, this piece I need to. There's a lot of work I need to do on it anyway because it's like rusted through and hammered out and stuff, and so I didn't put a lot of time in it. And this weather stripping. I mean, the windshield wipers themselves. Like I'm never driving this when it's raining. I just want it to be not catastrophic if I do get stuck in the rain. But there's this like rubberized stuff under here that attaches to the top of to form a seal here, just so water doesn't go underneath there, or it's just leftover goop from putting the windshield in. Either way, it's kind of in the way. I'm trying to get this metal lip kind of on top of these little tabs here and then kind of wedged in, and then you have to do it by putting the windshield wiper guys on first, and then you have to kind of get it down in the right place, and then kind of jimmied sort of in there, and then it needs to go in a little bit more, and then the screws need to go in. So I'll do that, and yeah, and I'll come back when we're putting the windshield wipers on, and we'll see if we made a big difference. All right, it's most of the way back on. Just got to feed. These screws in first. Get this situated down. Persuasion to convince it that it's where it wants to be. I just clipped that windshield fluid hose. It doesn't even mount on the back of the sprayer anymore, and it's just in the way. I just want to make sure that it doesn't bind up in the in the windshield wiper mechanism. This one here. It's on backwards. That's right. Okay. Take that on. This one works as well. It's there's a little lip to this plastic washer that goes in like that. So this. And then there's a metal washer that sits on top of it that this nut goes up against. Holds it in like that. Inch. These sides down. I feel like this guy needs to get seated better. All right, last bit here. Let's put these windshield wipers on. And see how this goes. That. Try to give them enough clearance. So they don't go off the side, but they also, there's enough. They don't interfere with you, they don't run into each other. Probably, what is that? That is not on. Whoa. Okay, well, let's try that. That looks right. All right. Now let's see if any of this made any difference whatsoever. Either way, I gotta go. So. Well, I gotta adjust them, obviously. Better? Anyway, well, that's all we got time for today. Next time we're going to be hanging out. I'm sorry it's a little short one. It's kind of, it also didn't actually get completed, but it's a nice day, so we're firing up a baseball game. So, gonna go do that. Anyway, till next time, and then we'll tackle the brake lines.